Call our meeting to order. First, we have the invocation of agents. Who's going to be doing that?
Pastor Doug.
Okay.
Let's pray together. Our God and Father, how thankful we are to you for the precious people of Madison County whom you love and who your Son has died for. How we thank you for these wonderful supervisors whom you have called to lead our wonderful county at this time. And as they conduct your work this morning, this important work that's important in your sight, we pray that your precious and wonderful Holy Spirit will guide our Board of Supervisors and lead them to make the right decisions as you would want them to make the decisions that you want, and that you would continue to care for them and for their families and for the families of Madison County. And we thank you for our supervisors who have sacrificed to serve us as they do it, that we pray you will continue to bless them as they do that. We give this time to you. We look forward to seeing how you're going to do great things as your precious Holy Spirit leads and guides. For we ask and we pray in Jesus' precious, holy, and wonderful name. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, all right. Let's go ahead and do a roll call, please.
Supervisor Hobbs.
Here.
Supervisor Fitch. Here. Supervisor Stancil.
Here. Okay.
Can I go ahead and just let everybody know who's on the phone? We're having trouble with the teams at this location, but we have a remote person admitting folks on the teams, so, because as a part of our team's admin. So we're doing our best right now to figure this out.
Okay. All right. Thanks for letting us know, Michele.
You betcha.
Okay, so we're going ahead and review the agenda. I think there was one change that you wanted to make, Michele.
I do. I would request that earlier in the discussion today, we talk about the change, I would call it a change order. We are presently in the process of tearing up the condensate lines, the concrete. We found that the damage was more extensive, and I sent you all an email last night. And so therefore, if you could just be comfortable with the addition, and I can answer any questions regarding that. I think from my perspective, from a building standpoint, it would be foolish to just Band-Aid what we knew to be leaking, and then as we get farther into the project, there has been leaking, and therefore, I don't want to save a penny to pay a pound later to really booger up a.
So do you want us to talk about this before the amend the agenda to talk about this so you can get board direction?
Yes, because they're over there now, and if it's not gonna go, then we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do.
Okay, so why don't, if the board is okay with that, why don't we put that before the consent agenda so we can talk about that, and then if we decide to give direction, she can
I can call them and
say, go ahead, if that's the board's.
Yeah, I'll make a
direction.
motion to amend the agenda to include change order for the basement plumbing lines.
Okay, do I have a second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. There's one other thing, and I apologize, Michele, for not re-bringing it up with you, but we used to have a standing for the fiscal 23-24 audit finding stuff for us to discuss, and it fell off, I guess, by accident, so can we?
I guess I thought it was covered under,
The dispute?
the dispute, so
Yeah,
you would like it
It's different
separately?
topic, and I don't wanna kinda go off.
What's
This one's a
the
little
topic,
different. It's the standing, we had a standing on our agenda for fiscal 23, fiscal 24 audits, so.
And that's why I did see your message, I just thought it was covered under the dispute,
That's
but
okay.
if it's not, I'll.
Yeah, and we're gonna go into a different territory other than that, so I don't wanna veer off the agenda.
Okay.
We also talked about adding the board clerk to the discussion.
That was in the afternoon, so yeah, you wanna amend that?
Yeah, I'd like to have that.
I thought we were adding it too, but I don't.
So we're gonna amend the, okay, so we'll amend the agenda to, include fiscal year 23-24 and board clerk discussion.
Okay. Let's make a note here.
And then moving the piping up.
Earlier in the meeting.
Yep.
Okay,
Right away.
so, well, we have, on the floor right now, it's just the piping.
Do you care to amend your,
Do you care to amend your motion, Diane? To add those two things, and then you could.
Yeah, I
thought I
okay.
just Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Amend the motion, yeah.
Okay,
okay, I'll second.
all right, any further discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, all right, so Michele,
Can you ask,
Can-
can we
can-
mute?
are we able
Michaela,
to mute folks?
hold on. Don't forget to keep muting.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the change order.
That was it.
That's pretty much it?
Yeah, if you wanna recap the
Okay.
email, I can recap the email last night, you got pictures.
Yeah, I went down and looked at it, and it is original, old.
I know, that was some old pipe.
Boy,
And they're gonna go back with, the, schedule 80 versus what was in there was 40.
Yeah.
And there, if you think about it, there's a great big letter F in the basement, there's T's, it comes all the way back to the supply. It's critical for your boiler to operate, to have good condensate lines that aren't leaking.
Yeah, we don't want it to go in the middle of winter. So what is the?
The addition was, what, 17? I think I sent you guys the numbers. And then I did give you,
18.7.
okay, 18.7.
And this is gonna come out of lost?
It will,
It was 1,800.
Yes. No, it's
Okay.
18.
let me do the math again. I had to send an email with the exact number.
I have 18.7.
18.7, okay, and then, yeah, that's exactly right.
So there was a mention all the way back to piping sources, so are they
Keep
able
them
to inspect all of the remaining and identify any other potential issues?
Correct. And while they've got it open.
Yeah.
This includes replacing it all. The
Okay,
T's, the threadings, the valves, everything.
So this is just, this would fall under standard maintenance?
Yes.
And the only
Exactly.
reason you bring it to us is because of the number?
Because of the dollar amount.
Okay.
It was an increase, and if you go down on the corner by the door where the
These are the
ramp
women's
is,
and men's
it's
restroom.
absolutely rusted through.
Yeah,
No, it's just.
it's probably original to the
Yeah,
building.
probably.
Original when
It
it was
was
installed.
prior to Danny, it was prior to Excel's
Long
involvement.
time.
So, we need to keep our systems running.
You know, I
So.
feel like I'm like twisting your arm behind your back, but
No,
I'm
no,
giving hopefully as
no.
much information as I have, as
So-
much as we had.
Yeah, in your email it says $18,700 not to exceed, so
And
hopefully it'll
A
be.
$5,000 to go over the new concrete, was it 3,500?
Oh, then that's.
And I
that's right, it's a
do
different
wanna
email.
say that this is very generous.
yeah,
It
Just
is
so
on
you
there
know.
for that
Yes.
additional concrete work, that
Right.
doesn't seem bad at all.
Mhm.
Okay,
No,
so
that's a-
that
that's a
they're
good
trying to
price.
make this treat us well.
Okay. Well, I am not, I'm saying we should move, I think we should move forward with the maintenance.
We just have no problem with us moving forward.
I
No,
have
move forward.
I have
You
no
have to
problem
move
with that.
forward.
Do you have any
No, I
problem?
have no problem, go ahead. move
Okay,
forward.
yeah, I thank you for bringing, give us a heads up on that so we can give direction as needed.
And-
Thanks for getting it
Need a
done.
motion for that, or just?
No,
proceed since
it's in the
general
budget,
maintenance?
it's within the purview of custodian of the courthouse, I'm bringing
She
it to
just wanted
you.
to have a discussion so we're aware and
Okay,
we can, as, you know,
I have no issue with it, thank you.
yes.
You're welcome, as soon as Todd emails me, I will do it.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. All right, so we can get back to.
And I apologize about, I don't know what's going on with this.
It's okay. All right, let's get back to the review of the agenda. We already amended it. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second,
All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Now, Michele, I did have a question on here, and I'm sorry, I should have brought it up before we voted on it. The amended solutions resolution that you put in here, did you just put it in here because we needed to sign it? We never got a chance to sign it,
That
we
is,
approved it?
that is exactly what the direction was to not put it on as a new one. As when the decision was made, evidently the document was not. So it, to me, it's kind of a receive and file, so the constituents and the Madison County residents see it. It'll just be a part of something for you to sign at the end of the meeting.
And then you'll add it as part of the completed documents on our
Yes.
shared server. Okay.
So you put it on again so it can be signed and it'll be a receive and file, okay.
Because what we did before is we brought it off the table and it wasn't part of the, we just brought it off the table and voted on it as a motion. So this is just for paper tracking. Okay, thanks for clarifying that.
You bet.
All right, so that brings us to the department head reports and discussion. Mike, you are up.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Hackett. I'm the Madison County Secondary Roads Engineer. I will be brief again today. Bring action items, as you see on the resolution. Actions items A, E, F, and G are all standard road closures for maintenance operations for either shaping, road top for granular surfacing, or culvert replacement. You may consider those together if you wish. The other resolutions there are work agreements, standard work agreements for culvert replacement operations, pretty standard stuff. The very last one, H, I mentioned that in the last report that we are working with the Scenic Byways federal grant for Hollowell Bridge. That is progressing, but we still have not secured funding. Part of working with the federal part of that is getting it federalized. So that required a change, an amendment to our 5-year local construction program. We had it in the construction program. Nothing has changed. It's there. It just went from local funded money to a federal money. And so that's what H does. It's a resolution that says that we changed the funding source. That will bring it up to the STIP and start federalizing it. They think that that will be a better chance in order to get federal funding if it's presented that way. Still have not heard whether or not we have received the grant or not, but that's what DOT has advised us to do. So that's H.
Do they know how long it's gonna take before they can advise?
You know, this started, February, and we get little pieces here and there. They thought maybe they'd make an announcement in June. Here we are, late August, which is September. So I don't know. That's way up the ladder in the government process. Okay, I have to report that the Rustic Avenue Bridge Replacement Project is nearing completion, and actually we put down permanent seeding yesterday and erosion control. Hoping all the little details get finished and we open that project up for traffic this week.
Mike, I have a question. If the bridge is done, but it's not seeded, is it considered open? No.
There's minor things that have to be done with picking up the site, bridge, and making sure the guardrails installed correctly, and everything for liability issues need to be checked off before we can get that done. We're working with the contractor, I hope, and we're hoping to get all that done this week so it can be open to traffic. I'm suspecting people are going to. Which brings me to the next, at the last meeting, we talked about the Bevington Park Bridge projects. There's 2 of them, as I've spoken before. We had the pre-construction meeting, sent out notices on closures. That's a bigger process than just what it seems. Meeting tomorrow morning with the sub-sign contractor and the contractors on the fine details on that. Weather makes a big difference in what happens, or something else happens somewhere else. We're also the official detour route for through traffic is using the interstate system, so there's a lot of pieces involved with this. I would suggest to use our road notification. We will post dates as we get that done. We're aware of the exact dates going forward, but those projects are moving forward.
Are they the same contractors for both?
No, they're not. No. Herberger Construction has the north bridge, Gus Construction has the middle bridge of the south project. I already talked about Hollowell Covered Bridge Grant, fiscal year end closeouts, annual report, that's been the big thing in our office right now, is getting that done, that's due here in September. Interesting process, someday I'll give a 5.5 hour lecture on it. No. A lot of numbers to crunch to close out stuff. Speed limit study, still working on a few things, that'll be interesting once I bring that back. We're finding out that a lot of our curved highways are not 60 miles an hour. So, yep, that's a big project. Site distances, those type of things. We're finishing up as far as the maintenance activities, finishing some of the dock reshaping projects that are getting done. Still gonna try to do a couple culvert replacement projects here before fall. We've got a couple bridge projects, maintenance items, supplementary pile, wings. We have a bridge closed in the south part of it. We're gonna try to get to that in October. Have caught up a little bit more on the mowing. Again, ongoing sign replacement projects. That's it, that's all I have. Try to make that as quick as I can. Any quick questions? If anybody else has any questions, you can catch me in the hallway, email or call me.
So, I asked you earlier before the meeting if we could consider AEFG
Yes.
together.
Yeah, yes.
And he said yes, so to save time, if you
Yeah.
would consider.
And what those are the standard, we close the road so we can replace the pipe. There's a bundle in there from the flooding, that we had, that's closed, of course, that's all open, all these are completed and open.
Okay.
Standard stuff.
Can you use any of that, funding that I sent you that? No?
No, not on that one.
Okay.
Nope, keep sending it, we'll look at it,
Okay.
look at everything we get,
All right.
don't stretch the dollar.
I just
Right.
wanna say thank you for your very clear, very detailed communication regarding the bridge closures.
Yep.
And thanks for getting that out there and communicating it so effectively.
You bet, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right, Brady, you're up.
Hello, I'm Brady Foreman, EMS Director, Madison County. So quick rundown of our call volume. Year to date, we're at 842, so we're averaging 3 to 4 calls a day. So that's about average, almost the same as last year. On the 8th, we attended the 100th celebration of Clark Tower. Had an ambulance out there most of the day. Kids went through it, had a lot of interest in that. The 11th and 12th, I went to a CMS billing and documentation class, and it's as fun as everybody thinks it is. Ooh, talk about Medicare, Medicaid billing and documentation for 16 hours.
Now you're an expert, right?
It's, well, not even, no,
More
I don't-
confused.
I don't think everything's smarter than I was. Had a meeting with Image Trend about hospital uploads. That's our report writing system. We've got it set up now. We used to have to send them, allow them to pull the reports, which they have legal right to pull the reports if we took it to their hospital. So we've got it set up now where they can pull them automatically. So that saves them and us some time. So that was nice. I had a quarterly trauma meeting with Madison County Hospital. I went over a few calls, no deficiencies noted, so we're good there. Had a meeting with the Winterset Athletic Director and the new sports trainers about how we're gonna operate the football games this year. It's a new trainer, so he was kind of, wondering how things went. So hopefully that'll be a little easier on us, cause they'll be there every game. So unless they call us out there, we won't have to go out. Met with the auditor about the GEMT report. She's helping me fill out all that paperwork, which we do every year, which is, again, that's that Medicaid reimbursement money that we get, which they keep dropping, of course. They keep dropping our reimbursement rates, but at least it's better than what it was.
Are you caught up now on anything that's behind, or is that done?
As far as the
As the reimbursement, the submissions
So
and
it's
reimbursements?
there, so
we're filling out the paperwork now, which would be for fiscal year 26. And then they'll run all of our reports and then tell us what we'll get moving forward for so it's always
In arrears.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You're
yeah.
a year behind her.
Yeah, pretty much, but, and it's weird because it's what we did last year is what we get more or less paid for this year, if we run that call,
Okay.
and then, it just keeps going, so yeah, they're always
This meeting is being
trying
recorded.
to
This meeting is being
figure
transcribed.
out, all their, all the government stuff, they're trying to figure out how they can give us less and less, but. Then I got a meeting with, Red Cross today about some CPR, first aid, stuff that they're trying to put out, see if they can get into the communities and stuff like that, so, see how, I'm not exactly sure what they're wanting, but we're gonna find out.
Okay.
Oh, and our ambulance, I did check on it, the new remount, it should be, allegedly, will be completed end of November, 1st of December. That's the projected date for completion. We have a loaner now, so we still have the 3 ambulances, we just got a loaner from them right now, so.
Why does that take so long? Is it just like one company that does it?
No, there's a bunch of companies, but the chassis are what are hard to get. When there's a few companies around that order 20 to 30 every single year. When we order one every 7-8 years, we're not set to the top of the list, so that's the main problem. All right.
All right, thank
Thank
you. All right, Michele, you are up.
Thank you. I do not have a written report. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about a couple things and answer any questions that you might have. Michele Brant, Madison County Auditor. We continue to work on getting the tax process as far as we can get it. We're still working on balancing with the Treasurer's Office through November. We do have a conference call today, as long as everybody's available with solutions and trying to figure out what the impasse is. Of course, it's just a non-negotiable benchmark that we need to have. Helping Brady with GMT, we have the 2-tier reports due by September 1st. I did attend one day of the ISAC conference, or a day and a half. Dom talked about the new credits and versus exemptions and those type of things that are coming down the road. You also want to talk about the fiscal year 23 and 24. So during this time, would you like to talk about that?
The reason why we have it on there is because, we had some findings, and I want to make sure that we're addressed where we're at. Are we good on all those findings? Because there's a couple takeaways that we gave to you to kind of figure out. One of which was the legal review or the legal referral for one of the items. You were going to double check and see if there's any paperwork on that.
Okay.
So
the legal review
the one where there was no bidding on the construction in the auditor's office and the state auditor.
I think they found that and their findings were correct. There was no bidding.
There was no bidding, okay, all right. So, probably need to discuss what the next steps are on that as a board, but that's not really, I don't know if we wanna do that now or we're gonna have a special discussion on that, but, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, their findings were correct.
Okay,
There was
okay.
no, I should say I found nothing to the contrary.
Okay, and then do you have any things that you're getting pushback or impasse on and some of the findings they recommended for changes or updates? No?
No, we're just
Okay.
adopting and slowly but surely putting policies in place.
Okay.
Actually just more in writing, because the fact is, it's a policy when it's in writing, it's a procedure when you're doing it. If that makes any sense?
Okay, I just wanna make sure that we stay on top of that, so next year we're not
Well, I would like to have no findings
Same
next year, but
thing.
my sneaking suspicion is we will.
Yeah, okay, all right, thank you, I appreciate that update.
No problem.
Okay, any other questions for?
This
Michele?
isn't your lane, but I'm getting calls, do you know when the property tax statements are coming out? I'm getting
It
calls.
is my lane, and,
Yeah,
I can go through my protocol to a certain point, and then I have to stop. And that's the follow-up call I have with our Solutions IT, or our Solutions Vision Support. Today, I want to confirm that I have not stopped prematurely, and that I'm not going to make a mistake, because this is my first time through, not having the end of the year closed. And I truly just searching for either a workaround or what this means financially. I did talk to some other auditors at the conference. It's not the first time they've been through this, so that is not a path I want to take.
Are any of the problems caused by the changes in the legislation for, no?
No, not at all.
Okay, any other questions?
Did you want to, you have FOIAs on the, is that gonna be a topic?
The open records, yeah, that'll be, we have it, new
Okay.
business.
Cause I do have my September 23rd policy, and that the open records policy, probably Diane, you Heather are most familiar with this. And then the open records process request, and this is the stuff that was never approved, so.
Okay. I know
It
there's-
is the policy we go by in our office, but,
I know it's something we've been working on for a few years now, so,
I was
it's-
looking for that
it's really
electronically
ready to
this
go.
morning. Did you send those electronically? I was looking for them this morning, couldn't find them.
I did not send them electronically, and I will send the PDF so you can see what our office operates
Okay.
under.
Do you have hard copies or?
I do, I just don't have 3 copies.
Oh, okay.
okay.
I left them on the kitchen counter, and my husband was graciously not kind enough to bring them to me, otherwise you would have had, fabulous little packets.
So what we could probably do is have her send us a soft copy. We can do a high-level overview discussion today as a board as to what we're looking for, and then maybe do a meeting to talk about it, and then go forward on there.
Okay.
So,
Fair enough?
A quick question, did
Yeah.
you happen to visit the CSN booth at the ISAC conference?
I did, and actually they mentioned that, you were gonna visit with me about it.
Yeah.
And I absolutely have already evaluated and, very open to that conversation.
Okay, great, so for the board and the public, there's a lot of frustration expressed regarding, the financial reporting through via Solutions. And ironically, I learned that there's a third provider now, not just Solutions and Tyler. But CSN has a way to basically overcome it with software and provide better, more detailed reporting that's easier to access. Solutions, you can get it, but it's very hard to get the reports and the financial data out of that.
is this the new company that launched?
No, this is the intermediary.
Oh,
It would be
oh,
they will data mine
Okay.
and, repackage and make it available. to the
Yeah.
public.
So they're an in-between for Solutions?
They're a fix,
Okay.
I guess, for lack of a better term, another
Exactly.
option to provide us better data out of Solutions.
So you still
What-
have
And that's what I
Solutions.
like about it is first of all, you have to make sure that when it goes to them,
Mhm.
it's ready to go to them,
Right,
right? We're not there right now, but it is an absolute, of interest to me.
so, yeah, let's explore that, cause I know, a couple years ago, I talked to a company because I too was frustrated with the kind of reports we got, cause it doesn't really tell the public a lot. Cause
It
our,
doesn't really tell us a lot.
it doesn't tell us a lot either, unless you really study it.
Yeah.
But, like when we approve our budgets, there's really doesn't give a lot of data on that, so it's hard to decide, especially since things are in regions. So, I can't remember the company I talked to, it may have been CSN, I don't know, but they're, for the same reason, they do that, they repackage it So you can actually put it on the website, you can have a pie chart, it can show where all the money's going. This particular company actually makes it easier for budgeting, because you can actually go in, like, if the board say, hey, we need to reduce our budget by 2% or whatever, you can actually put it in there and it automatically calculates. So our auditor is not hand doing everything whenever we make a change, or whenever the board makes a change. So I think that'd make it, I mean, of course, there's a cost to it, but, you know, so.
They're incentivizing people to sign up now.
Oh, they are?
For the first year to get.
I'll have to look and see
traction.
who I talked to a couple years ago, if it's a different company, but that, I mean, I'd like to look at it more and.
So maybe that's a future discussion, but to your point, you ladies are trying to reconcile and get all the,
Cause if I were
get
gonna,
up to date.
if I'm gonna provide anything right now, I'm probably not very comfortable with that.
Yeah. But so maybe it's a future discussion we can have.
And unfortunately, and I don't wanna kick that really good idea down the road, but we physically can't do that right now.
Right now,
So that was,
understood.
that was gonna be my conversation with Jessica.
I think that would be good for the board to understand it. So when you are ready to kind of do it, whether it's with this board or the new board, it'd be a good discussion to have, so everyone understands it on the same plate.
So for now, if I wanna say, okay, where are we at, for example, this conference for the board budget? Then I just send you an email and you can send me where costs are today versus projected. Is that?
So yes, you would just ask me for a general ledger of
Yeah.
your year-to-date, and I have sent those, that's the plan.
Mhm.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if you guys got yours or not, but maybe not.
Not yet, no.
So again, so you can see your year-to-date expenses,
Which is helpful, especially when we're approving claims. We wanna make
but
sure-
won't, but not until the year is closed.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
I see,
So that's the issue.
that's the issue, okay.
Until the year is closed, I cannot produce those reports.
Okay,
So hopefully you'll have some good news after the
Today,
conference call today and a good path forward.
I'm trying.
but we're only balanced through November, currently?
Funds are balanced, ledgers are not, and that's a geeky, stronger, longer conversation.
Understood.
Sorry,
That's
I
okay.
mean, I could do a mic and go, oh.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Michele.
Thank you.
I'm not abandoned hope.
All right, we are now up to time of public comment. If you wish to comment, please come to the podium and state your name and where you're from. You have 3 minutes. For the folks on the phone, we do have you muted. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for public comment here, on site, and then once we're finished here, we will go to you folks on the phone.
And I'm fine with it, just so you
But
know,
you're in,
I'm not controlling.
So please be patient if you're on the phone and you wish to speak. Who would like to speak? Going once?
Vicky Brenner, Winterset, Iowa. The sale of the former public health building represents a failure of governance and fiscal responsibility. You are liquidating infrastructure without a plan, which is a clear example of maladministration. On September 1, our 2080 agreement with Warren County officially ends, and the Madison County Board of Health is now tasked with the huge responsibility of rebuilding our public health services. The BOH is assessing the situation to determine how the county will fulfill its legal required responsibilities, including disease investigation, isolation and quarantine, and enforcement of state health laws. They are discussing staffing options and how these services will be delivered. Where does the board think public health will go now that you are selling the North Annex? You have just taken away that option. With the recent measles outbreak in Iowa, I would think you would be assisting the Board of Health instead of taking options away from them. The decision to sell the public health building and spend money to renovate the EMS building without any kind of cost-benefit analysis is irresponsible. I also question whether there is enough room in the old EMS building to house both the VA and public health, if your expensive renovations ever come to fruition. We demand an immediate formal moratorium on all county property liquidations, until an independent third-party space utilization and capital needs assessment is completed and published. Please stop liquidating Madison County's assets piecemeal. Protect our taxpayers, protect our public health services, protect our veterans, and execute a real long-term plan before you sign away property that belongs to us. I respectfully ask that you receive and file my comments.
Motion to receive and file.
So moved.
For a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Okay, you would like to speak next, otherwise we will go to Paul. Anyone else?
Sherri Young, Madison County taxpayer. I'm standing, first, my usual girls, I really, there are a lot of people now that are demanding your resignation because you continue to spend our money frivolously. Right now, people in Madison County are watching tens and thousands of taxpayer money go towards your outside counsel and ongoing disputes, which you guys have instigated. We have seen outside legal bills pile up while litigation to threaten higher costs down the line. Every dollar spent on outside attorneys is a dollar that isn't fixing our roads, supporting county infrastructure, or funding essential services like public health and others. Supervisor Fitch has put forward a straightforward resolution to cease and desist all outside counsel and put a moratorium on spending. That resolution directly reflects the taxpayers' wants: fiscal restraint, transparency, and immediate end to unchecked legal costs. When a board member introduces a measure meant to stop the drain of our county budget, that measure deserves to be heard. Diane, thank you for trying to say what needs to be said, and it's horrible that you don't get that option like you should. Instead, Stancil and Hobbs use procedural technicalities to slow down the process, just like it's just deferring that you guys don't want to hear from us. We understand that, but we see you and we know that. Instead, let's be clear, the vote actually does cost money. Every meeting that goes without this resolution costs us more money. Delaying a vote of outside counsel doesn't pause billing. We will have to, it keeps with running. While supervisors have every right to follow internal bylaws, using procedural rules as a shield to avoid taking public stance on taxpayer spending assets. A message that board politics are taking priority over financial well-being of Madison County. Furthermore, claiming the broad policy decisions regarding outside counsel must happen behind closed doors ignores the fundamental spirit of Iowa's open meeting law. The public has a right to know where its money's going. Taxpayers in Madison County do not want long procedural debates, endless delays. We want fiscal accountability and administration hurdles out of the way. Allow the board to act on this resolution that Diane has presented or will present. Bring any unnecessary spending to an end. I thank you and receive and file my comments.
Motion to receive and file. So moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Anyone else wish to speak? Going once?
Nick Starr, Earl of Iowa. Diane, I want to address several issues involving you. First, your statements about my open records request, particularly your claims that there were no records, have been proven wrong yet again, and records were provided to me providing you were wrong. Another IPIP complaint. I also want to address the complaint involving Ms. Frost. The way that the complaint was characterized was amusing, to say at least. It appears Ms. Frost compiled the complaint, but yet you signed your name. This also wasn't going to go well for you. Further retaliation. Then there's the allegation that I was loitering in the courthouse. Diane, I was there to vote absentee, attend court proceedings, fill out paperwork that I was requested to come in for, and pick up open records requests. Those are lawful activities. At what point does a citizen exercising lawful rights become loitering? There's also your use of government email accounts for your own personal political campaign related activity. No need to worry, I file complaints there as well. Michele, offering to block communication from a citizen to an elected official is a huge no-no. And there are cybersecurity and password issues, you claim? I have done? Absolutely hilarious. I also have concerns about comments made to staff about my request, including comments having about a sore throat and writing things down. Those communications raise serious questions about how my requests were handled and about my First Amendment rights to free speech and to petition my government. And I have a recording to where one of your staff members says, we could simply ask to delete that. That raises a simple question. What else are you and your team willing to delete? Votes? Diane and Michele, I'm going to be blunt.
Mr. Starr, please, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but please make sure you're addressing the board.
I'm addressing the board.
I'm not the board.
That's fine. Okay, I want my time back, please.
Absolutely.
Diane and Michele, I'm going to be blunt. The lying, deceitful, intimidating tactics used throughout the situation are not going to well for you or anyone involved. By involving staff, you have put you and your own employees in the middle of this as well. And Steve's referred to the Attorney General. I find that amusing too. I have done nothing more than submit open records requests and speak at public meetings every citizen has the right to do. I told you all 60 days ago, I'm not going away. I will continue asking questions, requesting public records, and exercising my rights, because in doing so, I have found all of this out, and I'm concerned about the things you are not responding to, including the audit, custodial supplies, and other requests. So what else are you hiding? Threatening the chair for fulfilling open records requests, why? Because she is following the law? The three of you, Steve, Diane, and Michele, are going to cost the citizens of Madison County a lot of money because this continued behavior, if there are consequences for doing the wrong things, those frustrations should be directed to those responsible, not at the citizens who ask the questions. And honestly, it'll be interesting to see who throws the other one under the bus first. So I'll leave you with this. In my opinion, Diane and Michele, you're nothing more than two malignant flies landing on the ponytail of the county's jackass. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else wish to speak? Otherwise, we'll move to the phone.
Joel Whelchel, Winterset, Iowa. Michele, thank you for the outstanding job you continue to do every day. Diane, because you have been very concerned about the citizens of this county. You have voted what is in the best interest of this county, and that's not been the case with every Board of Supervisor member. I want to thank you for your hard work. We're going to miss you. Michele, keep up the good work. We appreciate what you do every day, and there's a lot of people who care about you more than you know. Thank you.
Stancil, we need a clarification that the citizens need to address the board.
That I'm just because I'm sitting up here, they
No,
cannot.
they have to address us, but they can talk about frustrations, but they have to address it to us. You're
But
absolutely
also
right.
that, in the rules, it says you can't single out anybody here, and that's always been allowed, so I'm not going to do that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you include it.
Yes.
I mean,
We can discuss a rule change if we'd like to change it.
Well,
That is
there's
the
a rule in
current-
place.
That is the current.
Right.
So that's my point.
You're never, Robert's Rule of Orders, you've never been address people.
And that's, I just wanna go on the record
We
right
need to make
now
sure
as
that-
saying I have a concern.
My concern is I do not want to silence
Nope,
citizens from
agreed.
speaking.
So if we're all okay with it, that's fine.
Yeah, so there's been worse said,
No,
so.
no, and I'm just
hesitant on that. I don't.
then
silence it.
I defer to you.
And let's move on.
I defer to you.
But thank you for bringing it up. You're absolutely right. So maybe we need to,
Just
in that
make a
vein,
reminder, and if
consider
they wanna go off
changing
course, then we just let it go. Cause I mean, again, I think giving energy to that it's not productive.
I'm
that
just,
fair?
I'm very cautious about the first.
No, and I'm not suggesting
Yeah.
we
All right,
squelch
so
anything.
let's move
Okay.
on.
All right, so anyone else that wish to speak? Otherwise, we'll go to the phone. Okay, if you are on the phone and you wish to speak, now is your time. Please hit *6 to unmute your phone. Just be aware there's about a 2 or 3 second delay. So please be patient. We don't mean to talk over you if that's what it sounds like.
I do have one person unmuted, two people.
Hi, good morning. This is Tana Morehead with Small Business Administration. Just want to confirm that we're on the agenda, or should I make comments during public comment?
You are on the agenda.
You are on the agenda under presentations, so you would fall under, after our Madison County Development Group Director speaks, you will come right after him.
Okay.
What's her number so I can?
What's your phone number?
Okay, great.
What's
Thank you.
your phone number, Tana?
Uh,
The one you're
It's
calling?
in, I've got it now.
You've got it? Oh, she has it. I'm sorry.
It's showing up on my, well, it's showing up
Okay.
on my screen, because that's the one we need to
So
look
if you
for.
would go ahead and unmute again,
Mute.
*6, or I'm sorry, mute yourself, *6, and when it's time for you, we'll have you unmute. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And my colleague, Sean Evans is also on the line as well.
Okay,
And he's also calling from 279.
Got it,
okay. Are those
Thanks,
the only two
Hannah.
ones that were unmuted?
yeah,
Okay,
I'm gonna mute them.
Thank you.
thank
Yeah.
you. All right, we'll do this one more time before we move on to presentations. If you wish to speak in public comment, please hit *6 to unmute your phone. State your name and where you're from. You'll have 3 minutes. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to presentations. Ryan Marquardt.
You're off the mute if you can.
Yes. Do I need to unmute?
I don't think so. I didn't mute you.
How are we doing? Hello. Oh, no. Come on, Marilyn. That's an inventory for upstairs stuff we got. There you go.
Wow,
Get up to the record. It's all good. I'm just gonna pick this up and we'll see if it all goes to pot.
you may want to turn it on.
Is it not on?
I am just really shirking my duties today.
Yeah, it wasn't on.
We can hear you.
It's all good, it's all good, okay, so, Madison County Development Group, Ryan Marquardt, thank you, and good morning here. So, things that we're working on right now, we have our annual meeting where we elect officers coming up here, September 9th. So we gotta get our ballots out, newsletter, all that kind of stuff that we're working on. Biggest thing that we're kind of monitoring right now is we have, we're working with the city of Winterset on a Power of Iowa grant that's due tomorrow. So what that does is that, it forms a housing committee, does a housing assessment, they look at a bunch of data, they do a community survey. The grant is for about $20,000, it's for $20,000, the community puts in 10. We did look at, doing one of those for Earlham, but then we found out that as well, when we found out the state's only gonna fund 5 of them, we were like, well, we're gonna run the horse that's a little further along than Winterset was, so we'll learn on this one, and if we can get to that process, we'll explore the communities as well. So when that's in the works, we're trying to get that all cleaned up, get the housing committee put together, doing an inventory of the upper story apartments downtown, so. We've had 3 businesses just this last week, within the last week in the office, discussing some expansion projects. One's looking for location, another one's looking to purchase, a significant asset, the other one's looking to buy and build a significant multi-million-dollar investment. So, we're trying to look at some RLF options for that latter one, and then we may be stacking them depending on, we just had a call this morning, so we may, get in with one to do a building acquisition, another one to do a remodel, so we're, looking at that right now, so. We still are working with, on a Madison County Development Group, on an internal loan with the business in Earlham, and we are working with the Winterset business on a loan out of Farmers Electric Cooperative. So we'll see how those kind of come together. They should be pretty slam dunks, it's just a matter of getting all the paperwork together for them. But, other things we've been working on the Community Foundation side of things, the Earlham Community Fund should finally be operational, and some burr under some people's saddles at the one foundation about how we had it structured, so I think we got that finally all cleared away.
Who is can you tell me who the bird was?
I can't say who the bird was, but I can just say that there's this, in the donor world, there's a big thing about donor intent, and so we had to make sure that, so this fund will basically be for for Earlham recreational facilities.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I'm also like, as far as I'm concerned, we were splitting hairs and we could have resolved a multi-week dispute with a really easy phone call earlier, you know, whatever. It's fixed now.
It's never easy.
We finally
Thank
got
you
that
for
put to
being
bed.
persistent.
Only took 6 weeks, so. Subdivision ordinances, so those are done, we're just waiting on some review, and so ordinance are, we'd like to pivot to the data centers once we kind of get those ready to roll out, for the full board, for full planning zone to review. And then that Covered Bridge Preservation Association Fundraising Committee has met, and they have kind of started working on a plan for how to do the Covered Bridge Festival to bring to that larger board when that board meets next, so. That's what we got.
Okay, and is the QR code already?
That is operational, yeah, so we will have one of those for Earlham too, which they wanted to have at the pool, when the pool was open, so we could donate to the splash pad project, but clearly the pool's not open anymore, so.
No.
Yeah,
No.
much to my frustration,
Yeah,
so.
we're not gonna talk about that. But thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem, any other questions?
Diane, did you have something to share?
Would you be willing, one day Simon Conway was on WHO radio.
Sure.
Yeah, he was discussing getting married in the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And I called him and
Which
said.
one? I was married on the bridge.
Yeah,
I was, colored on.
Oh, I think you picked the perfect person then,
Yeah.
Diane.
So I called in and said that was my first kiss, and I've been married to the same guy
There
for
you go.
51 years. And so he said he would be more than willing to help us raise money for the bridges. I sent him all of your QR codes and all of your
Sure.
information. He called me this morning and said, would we come on the radio tonight? I can't, and it was pretty short notice. But he said we can make something this week. So I would like to take, I'll call him back after the
Yeah,
meeting.
we'll work
How
on it.
about, I would like to take you and Mike, and you can sit on too.
That's
Are you
cool.
okay with
Yeah,
that?
we'll figure something out.
Okay.
We've already
Yeah.
asked.
Yeah, it's all good, it's all good, sounds like I'm voluntold, so it's all
Yeah,
good.
you have,
Uh,
you kind of have been.
And then I think, Heather forwarded an RFP today, and we've seen some of that, so those are, we see a lot of warehousing requests for proposals right now.
I see
What we
those.
see is,
Yeah.
apparently, I think John Deere has pulled a lot of suppliers onshore.
Yeah.
So what we've seen, a lot of requests for RFPs for that kind of warehousing space. We don't have a lot of that available in the county, so we're able to act on it, but it's something that we have some sites identified where something like that could be done in the future, so we'd like to continue to, that's on our like 5-year plan, to continue to pursue those types of developments that would be compatible with those types of RFPs when we get them.
Good, thank you.
I'll let you know what I find out.
That's cool.
All
Any other
right.
questions?
No, I think we're good.
All right, appreciate it, have a good day.
Thank you. All right, now we're up for Tana Morehead and Sean Evans with the Small Business Association regarding monies available for flooding assistance. Tana and Sean, all you need to do is hit *6 to unmute your phone, and you have the floor.
All right, good morning. Are you all able to hear me?
We can hear you,
Yep.
Tana.
Awesome, thank you so much. Yes, Sean Evans and I are on the call, and we thank you for allowing us this opportunity to share the Small Business Administration Disaster Assistance Program with you, the board. We are here in response to the storms and the flooding that took place July 2nd through the 4th here in Iowa. And particularly, several different counties were actually declared, Madison being one of the contiguous counties. What I shared is through the email, and I'm not sure if you have it before you, is there are several informational pieces. One would be a fact sheet, what we call a fact sheet, and it has all of the details about the actual disaster loan program that we're offering to those individuals who may have experienced physical damages that could be to a home structure, a primary residence, or to a business structure. What that entails is that we have in our program the ability for those to apply to have repairs done or replacement done for disaster damaged property. That would also include automobiles as well. A lot of times in floods, automobiles are, flooded out, or floating down the road. With this program, they're able to apply for physical damages. There are credit requirements that is, within the program, and what that means is that it's credit acceptable to the Small Business Administration. So we're not looking at a specific number, but what's available or what's acceptable to Small Business Administration. And then there's, repayment ability. Our mission is not to put anyone in any type of hardship. So based upon the application that is submitted from the survivor, they can be considered for the program at affordable interest rates, actually below market interest rates. The max on the term is up to 30 years. That doesn't mean that the person will get 30 years or have 30 years to pay that. But it is again based on the financial application or financial status of the individual or applicant. We'd like to say, and this is what I like to say, that this is a disaster-friendly program because we do not require any payment for the first 12 months. So the payments are deferred, so there's zero interest, zero payment for the very first month. Along with that, the payments are fixed. This is not a variable type program, but the loan payments are fixed. And it's suitable so that the borrower can, regroup and do the repairs and do the replacements that they need to do as soon as they can. And the other thing that I really like about the program, and I'm referencing the benefits of an SBA disaster loan, is that there is no prepayment penalty. So there are times where people may borrow the funds and want to pay it off early if they get some, lump sum of money from somewhere, what have you. So then you get to borrow the money without any interest attached to it, no prepayment penalty also. The other thing that I'd also like to mention is that there's no need to wait for your insurance to settle. The insurance sometimes may take a bit in processing, and an applicant can go ahead and just apply for both the disaster loan and insurance simultaneously, as well as any other type of resources that may be on the table. I understand that Iowa did have a program in place for survivors where they were able to apply for grant funds to help with their disaster recovery. We don't require that. You basically, an applicant or survivor can go ahead and start the process with an application for disaster assistance and get awarded or approved for funds without having the insurance settled. And then there is the options for mitigation, and that is something I really like to stress. There's a lot of times, actually we did an event last week with Jasper County, and a lot of the residents there had been through this situation for a second time. I believe that there was flooding in the area in 2024. They had repaired and replaced things in the basement, and then this flood came through this second time. Well, we want to make sure that there is an option to mitigate any type of reoccurring damages to the property or to the structure. And so those mitigation projects are something that can be done. And whatever that is, whether it's a sump pump or elevation of a home or, and I know you all have basements. I'm from Texas. We don't have basements. We have attics. So there may be things that could be done to, mitigate the damages reoccurring. And so I wanted to share this just a bit of this information with you all to share with your residents and constituents. And I know that that the information has been shared, but we're looking at our deadline coming up for those to apply for our, for physical damages, and that deadline is coming up September 21st. And so we want to make sure that all those who need assistance are able to get assistance, using this as an option. I also want to address that those applications that may have been submitted, some may have gotten a declination, a decline, or withdrawn status on their application. And that doesn't necessarily mean a hard no or no, we cannot help. It just means that there may be more information that is requested, so that there is time to appeal or time to request reconsideration. And generally that takes, there's an extension of 6 months where someone who may have gotten a denial or withdrawn application, they have 6 months from the date of the letter that they received from SBA to address the reasons why they may be declined. And they can submit information or supporting documents just to prove that, the issue has been resolved and what have you. And so basically, we just wanted to make sure that this information is available to the residents there in your county. And we are open for any questions or, any concerns that you might see with this program to help the survivors recover.
So
thank you for the time.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I do have a couple questions. You had said that there's no payment for the first 12 months. Does that mean those payments are tacked on the end of the loan?
No, it's actually, those payments are not due until after the 12th month.
Okay, so you're just
And the
basically,
interest as well, all of that's deferred.
okay.
So you're not accruing any interest, it's just, you let them have 12 months to start paying.
Okay. And then you said
That's correct.
there's no need for insurance settlement. So what we learned here from our tornado, a lot of the insurance companies are not kind to our folks, and some are still even waiting for insurance settlements. So, so how does that work? How quickly can you guys approve a loan for a small business?
For a small business, now each case is different. It does involve the response time of the applicant. So as soon as applicant can submit the documents requested, or if there are any requested, then the sooner the process can move along smoothly. So I would say, just in an ideal situation, I would say 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Tana, if I'm a small business and you give me a $50,000 loan, and the insurance company's already gonna pay off some, are they going to subrogate what I got from you and then not pay me?
No, the way that works is that the insurance, if the insurance is paying on any damages that you incurred, and you filed or submitted an application for a disaster loan, whatever the proceeds are from the insurance would be, then your loan amount will be lessened. So then you won't be paying back, on a full amount. So you would report that to SBA, and what the insurance paid to you for those damages would go towards, your loan amount, your original loan amount. That way, we aren't, paying on duplicate benefits.
Okay.
I have another question. I think we talked about this when we met. There's a house in St. Charles that was flooded. But rather than I don't know that there will be much cost in cleaning it up. Can we do like pervious paving and rain gardens and tile around that house to mitigate ever future flooding? Can we use it for that?
That would be a mitigation improvement, and mitigation improvements are handled with the case manager. So, the applicant would submit that, or propose that to the case manager, for approval, and certainly that could be included, and additional, funds could be added on top of the loan for that project, with the cost and so forth. So with mitigation, we don't exceed 20% of the, approved damages or verified damages, shall I say. So, that is something that could be submitted for a mitigation improvement.
To prevent.
In addition to, and let me clarify, in addition to, a regular disaster loan for physical. So if the property owner, let's say, had to do cleanup or had to, repair, he got a loan for repairing any damages, done to the structure, then the mitigation would be, effective for that, or attached to that.
Is there, and I apologize for asking, I don't recall seeing your original presentation and information, but is there a way you can get
I
it
can
done?
speak to that,
Yeah, okay.
if you'd like me to. So we got those this morning.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
And so I was explaining to Jessica, I forwarded to her, once we have a chance to review them, we can then perhaps post them on
That was
our
gonna be my
website.
question. So what I'd like to do, and jump in here, Tana or Sean, if I'm speaking out of turn, is to have like a packet to where people can download it, they get all the information, they get the application, so they're not searching for things on our
Well,
website.
the day Tana was here, we can put it on the website, but the day Tana met with Mitch and I sent all of this packets to every city in Winterset, and I think Ryan, we sent it to Ryan also. So they've had it since we met last week. So we
Want
have,
then-
and
Well,
then
that's-
I gave you have it, so you can
But
upload it.
should we have Mitch then run ahead on this?
Well, yeah, Mitch, I'm not
Maybe you
sure
can
Mitch
work
does.
with Tana and Sean and put up like a.
I guess that's what.
Yeah, a
I think
packet
Mitch could
together,
do
so
it,
we can
yeah.
get it on the
That's my
website.
suggestion.
So,
Mitch
because a lot of times if people, if they're flooded, they might not be able to travel to City Hall or something
Well, the
like that. It'd be
cities have
good
been
to have
really
it on.
good about reaching out,
Yeah.
because they do have
Sure.
some pretty bad damage, yes.
Yeah. So if we can, work together and get that, I think that'd be a great thing to put on our website as a single document that folks who are in crisis can download and fill out the application quickly, so.
So
Sure,
Michele, you can.
and I can, I'm sorry, we definitely can send that over, and if there is, a need, we can probably do a virtual, event for those who are needing assistance and who'd like to get assistance. The individuals would need to set up a portal. We have a My SBA portal, where they would set up a profile account, with the username, email, password, information, and they would submit the application, online there. But we're happy to maybe perhaps do a virtual, event with the information, and that way two people can ask questions as well.
Okay,
Yeah, Mitch has all this information.
okay. All right, well that's.
Diane, you're gonna work with Mitch then? Who's gonna talk to Mitch after, since we've all discussed it now?
I can ask Mitch to put it up on the website.
Okay.
It probably should be Mitch.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Under his emergency management page, I think that'd probably be the best place for it. So that'd be great.
But we may wanna put it on our main page though too, so people see it, right?
That's true, yeah,
Yeah.
so,
Whatever you guys decide, just send it to me. If anyone wants to get something that we
Right.
have not agreed on,
right.
and I can get it onto the solution.
I'll have him send out.
Yeah, Diane can work with Mitch and,
The packet versus all those individual documents.
Yeah, something that they can just click on and get it down, so, thank you. So, that's your homework, Diane.
I got it.
Thank you. Do you guys, Tana, Sean, do you have anything else?
Yes,
Okay.
She is not muted.
I believe that is it, unless you all have any further questions. Sean, do you have any comments, to make?
Is he on mute? Is he on mute?
I can't, I don't know if he's there, yes, he's there.
Well, while he's unmuting, I will share that, we have gotten some response from, some folks in Madison County, particularly, a business, so we're working with them, on getting, some assistance.
Okay.
So, we thank you for sharing what you've already shared, and, we just wanna make sure that we're accommodating, those who need assistance, who might miss the information, so.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time and reaching out and having multiple discussions with us to ensure our folks get with the assistance they need. So thank you very much for that.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Tana.
much, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Diane.
Thanks.
Take care.
You too.
Okay, we'll just.
All right, okay. Now we're up for resolutions, and all of them are secondary roads, so,
I will make a motion to approve A, E, F, and G.
all in one motion, and that is approving culvert replacements. E is road closure due to water overroad. F is approving road reshaping, and G is approving culvert replacement. So I'll entertain, you already stated the motion, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, we're now up to resolution, B, approving work agreement between Madison County and, Quebec. Excuse me. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next one is C, approving work agreement between Madison County and Schroers. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next one is D, as in Delta, approving work agreement between Madison County and Haman. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Before you move on, is there any way to shut the door? We've got a lot of noise coming from the back there. It's hard to hear, I imagine, for the citizens.
Can we make sure there's no sign on the back that says closed session?
Thank you.
This is meeting in progress.
All right, thank you, Ellen.
Thank you.
Okay, we've already approved E, we've approved F already, so we've approved G. So the last one, is H, approving modified, secondary roads 5-year program. Mike talked about this earlier. We need to do that to open us up to more opportunities, especially for our covered bridges. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next one is applications for license permits and cancellations. The first one is an application for use of Madison County grounds for Life Small Town Tour on Monday, September 28th, from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Just clarification, Life 107.1 radio station.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? Any further discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next one is the application for a temporary liquor license for Sips in Motion. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The last one is application for fireworks display for James Kaczynski. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, the next one is we have a citizen's request to be heard. Jamie Rucker. Is she here?
Yes.
All right, Jamie Rucker, St. Charles. First of all, I just want to thank you guys for giving me the chance and opportunity to speak today about this. When I left the meeting last week, or the last meeting, not last week, I apologize. I couldn't have been more upset and disgusted than I have in any meeting that I have left. These discussions around the cameras and who has access and seeing what really, really just hits hard for me. With the courthouse, there are juveniles entering this courthouse for reasons that are beyond their control at times, or reasons that none of us have any right to know. When they're entering this courthouse, yes, people can see them coming in. No one knows why they're in there. No one has the right, besides the county attorney and the sheriff, to actually even see that they're going into juvenile court. I have reached out and spoke to guardian ad litems that I knew. They said that having these issues do hinder them having juveniles trust them. It builds trust issues when they're trying to bring them in and to get them to trust them in these hearings, when they know they're on Facebook, they see this stuff, they understand what's going on. It builds trust issues with caseworkers and everything else. They don't want to be in here. Again, some of them are not in there because of things they've done. It's family issues that they're in there for, and it's not acceptable that anybody can see this or know what's going on with them, period. When speaking to these guardian ad litems, they said that if this is something that is going to happen, that the Board of Supervisors will be having access to these cameras. It is something that they will be reaching out to judges to request that their cases be moved, because it is a definite violation of minors' rights. On top of that, another topic that really hits home for me and is a big struggle and something that I support and everything wholeheartedly is for domestic violence victims and sexual assault victims. It takes a lot to get these victims to come into a courthouse, period, to want to sign anything or do anything or file an order or even ask for help. They don't want to be known as a victim to anybody throughout themselves to anyone, let alone a whole county. So if you're viewing these cameras and viewing these things and you happen to have one of your friends right there seeing it, not saying you will, but could happen, it's happened before, that someone sees this, then lips get ran about this person being in here doing this, that could be their life. It could be something else. This is happening all over, super close to home, where domestic violence victims, sexual assault victims are losing their lives. There could be hearings that are happening that are having people come in to speak on them or whatever, and something gets out, or a hearing gets thrown out because someone's seen something they weren't supposed to, and someone loses their life over this. These victims deserve their privacy. They don't deserve to be stared at, looked at, and everything else while they're coming in here. They, again, are on Facebook. They see these things, they read, they listen to these meetings. So when they know this is gonna be something that's being recorded, they're not gonna wanna come in. They're not gonna wanna be the victim. They're not gonna wanna file something because Sally is coming in to file this and Julie happened to see it on camera and said this, and now Bill knows and he's gonna show up at her house and beat her to death or kill her because he didn't know she was coming in to get a no contact order or other type of assistance and turn him in so she could leave, or vice versa. Men are abuse victims as well. It's not acceptable. And when cases start getting moved, or we're losing cases here because of these cameras being reviewed or anybody being able to see them, other than, again, we voted as a community and Sheriff Barnes was voted in by the majority. Therefore, like it or not, he is our sheriff. He is the one we entrusted to view these cameras, to support us, to protect us. County Attorney Swanson was appointed by this board to be in, to protect our.
I'm sorry, did you give her 5?
I gave her 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanna make sure. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Thank you. Moving on to other business, board members' reports. Who would like to go first?
Go ahead, Diane.
I'm trying to set up time for the Optimist Club, to have the architects come to discuss. The Optimist Club would like to talk about phase 2 of the court. Just have a hard time getting us all there together. I did meet with Tana and Sean and Mitch and I for the disaster recovery, and we did send all this information to all the cities. So they had that last week, and I think St. Charles has already made use of some of it, or they're working on it. I'm working with WHO, and you guys are gonna have to help me about raising money for bridge repair, covered bridge repair. WHO radio, they're willing to help. And then Saturday, we do this once a month during farmer's market, and we don't do courthouse tours, but the little kids come into the middle of the water fountain and we play little games and teach them history. So I will do that this Saturday.
Okay, lots of work on elderly services stuff, and I'll pause that until we get to that agenda item. But I attended the ISAC conference last Wednesday through Friday. So happy that I did. Lots of discussion. I kind of developed a summary just for the board's benefit and the public. A lot of discussion amongst supervisors from across the state regarding data centers. Currently there are 17 counties that have a moratorium, and I think there's certainly an effort or an acknowledgement by many supervisors of that they don't necessarily just want to exclude them forever, but there needs to be a lot more definition between what is a large data center or a utility scale data center versus a business has a data closet, just to serve their needs, and there's differences between data processing, data mining. So it was great discussions. Flock cameras were a big topic. Overwhelmingly, the supervisors that were present in that meeting were overwhelmingly opposed. Story County told quite a story about their experience with the flock cameras and how they have some. They were not as presented, and there were a lot of shenanigans, I'll say, and they are now working to remove them, and it's going to be coming to a vote to that board to get those removed.
And it's not just flock, that's just what everybody calls them, but there's all kinds of
Multiple
companies
brands.
that do that.
Yeah, I'll just say surveillance cameras. We could just call them surveillance.
Earl has them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about CSN and that there's a third company now providing IT solutions for government entities, so I was happy to hear that. Michele, I had a question. Our Amazon account, is that an Amazon business account?
It is, it's through
Good.
ISAC. And,
Yes.
we just, finished the last glitch. So if you would like to be a part of that, we'll send you the link.
Okay.
And it's, you'll need, absolutely.
Yeah. They talked about the savings for having an actual Amazon business account, so I just want to make sure.
Do you want me to elaborate?
Sure.
Okay, so the ISAC, business account, for Amazon eliminates the need for a credit card. Each department, head can set up their own ordering process, and, utilize the information that we provide to Amazon. It takes 7 to 10 days. Brandy was instrumental in evaluating that farther, and so I thank her.
Is it easy to track, so you know
Well, the thing is, you get a bill.
Yeah, I know. But
Instead of, absolutely, you get a detailed bill, because you're the one ordering it, you're the one submitting the claim, and you're the one that approves the claim to be submitted to the auditor.
So if I buy, new shoes, it's not gonna be approved.
I would have approved.
No.
Thank you. I wanna make sure.
No.
You've had issues with it.
Okay, so, does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
There was a lot of discussion regarding, a lot of discussions at the state level and with the State Veterans Affairs Department regarding regionalization and what that will look like. A lot of heartburn, when there was discussion about, instead of just a flat $10,000 per BSO or each office, They were discussing, tying it to the federal dollars that come in. A lot of outrage expressed over that. So hopefully, and I'm thankful to ISAC for, Iowa State Association of Counties, I'm sorry, I didn't define that earlier. I'm grateful that they're working for us and trying to champion a lot of these issues with our state legislature on behalf of the county supervisors. The other thing that they're working on is regarding eminent domain, and Iowa Code 479B prohibits the use of eminent domain. They're wanting to amend that code to prohibit the use of eminent domain by hazardous material pipeline companies that are not a public utility and not serving a public use and or purpose. I was happy to hear there's some developments there. I meant to mention this earlier when Brady was here, but there is a lot of discussion regarding Medicaid funding and legislators asking, ISAC asking on behalf of the county supervisors, hey, there's not sufficient funding to reimburse these expenses, and they're really hoping to champion and change that funding allocation so there's not such a loss on that end with Medicaid services.
Medicaid payment is lower in a rural area than a large city, is that correct?
I'm not sure.
Used to be all of
But I know that the county backfills a lot of those
There's a
spots.
lot of gaps. There's a lot of gaps there, and that was certainly a big topic. There was a lot of discussion regarding TIF, and asking the legislators, and ISAC will be asking the legislators to limit the number of years and phasing out the perpetual TIF districts. I was excited to hear about that. Is Mike still here? Did you happen to go to that conference, Mike? I know you're
But I know
very.
what you're gonna say.
Road use tax?
Yep.
Yeah, there's discussion regarding the road use tax fund, SF 257, it was implemented in 2015.
And it's never been raised.
It's
has it?
never been
No.
raised, and that's what ISAC's trying to champion to our legislators, hey, can you make it current and make some adjustments to get some more funding for our roads, so.
What's your excuse for never raising it, Mike?
Nobody likes to pay tax.
Yeah, but nobody likes rotten roads
Did they talk
either.
about how they're gonna lower the percentage of, two secondary roads? From 71.
So that's already been done.
It's-
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't wanna
that's
jump in
done.
here, I'm not part of the thing, it's a topic that if you wish, I can speak at the next meeting.
Yeah,
We
If
talked
you
about
would,
it.
can you
Yes, yes.
add that?
I think that'd be good, thank you.
Yep.
Discussion regarding property tax reform, there was reform, the legislation passed, there's a lot of questions. I'm going to actually read what ISAC stipulated. They talked about letting it play out, but they're looking for legislation that will phase in decoupling of ag buildings from ag land and to value ag buildings at their full market value. The value that's generated from ag buildings is auto-subtracted from the value generated for ag land by the productivity formula. So construction of any new ag building adds zero net value to Iowa property tax base. This situation is doubly problematic because large-scale livestock operations and grain facilities impose significant additional cost on counties, i.e. road maintenance, etc., without expanding the tax base. So they're aware
We're gonna get a
that
lot of pushback on that.
they're gonna get a lot of pushback. I don't know what the right formula is. I don't know that they'll come up with any resolution regarding that, but they're talking about it.
And that pushback, I don't know.
Yeah.
What about, do they address, can't you put an ag building or ag related in our right of way, which just happened right out by me? It gets, is that correct?
Because it's ag, it can be in a right of way?
County right,
I think what you're trying to address, and again, this is not in the agenda to speak, but I think that has to do with our current zoning regulations. If it's
Okay.
ag, there's no setback
yeah.
requirements from the right of way.
They are,
Not in the right of way, but no setback.
my understanding is they're working on all of that. So,
Okay.
I would reach out to Ryan,
I think that, yeah, or run, yeah,
so.
that's an issue.
Right. They talked about, ISAC has taken the position they oppose, legislation that circumvents local control over policy or land use decisions or supersedes local zoning ordinances. They're really trying to tackle that and rein in the legislature in that regard. There was a lot of discussion regarding the Back the Blue legislation and sheriff compensation stabilization. And they want to find a better formula for stabilizing it and maintaining the wages now that the progress has been made.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of stuck in a vicious cycle now, and as you point to these other areas that have these significant increases, then next year it's just gotta go up significantly, and then next year. So we gotta have some way to stabilize it and get that addressed. Yeah. But most valuably, that ISAC conference is just networking with other county supervisors from across the state. So invaluable, and I really appreciate that, ISAC and everything that all those folks do to champion county causes. So, thank you.
Thank you. To pivot on the whole data center thing, there's been a lot of conversations on the supervisor base camp about that. And I've talked to several supervisors this week, and they've gotten copies of our moratorium. Because one of the things I talked about is, like, to the concern you had mentioned, is that data center is just a vague thing. It could be the telco closet to an Amazon. I mean, you have to really define it. Now, in our moratorium, we defined it very specifically. But other counties they're finding out that that's causing problems if you don't define it well. So there was one, and I sent it to Ryan, but there was one moratorium that a county did where they actually stipulated small, medium, large. So it's clear what the moratorium is doing by square footage. So
Do you remember which county that was?
I'd have to look, I don't remember.
Curious.
But anyway, so lots of conversations this week about that, probably because of the ISAC conference, is probably why I got more calls on that. I did attend the City of Earlham, City Council meeting, and specifically about the block cameras in our small little town. We have one at every single street, so they see it coming and going. And I think, to your point, I think what they were told a year ago when they installed them was not what it actually is. So, in Earlham, we have, the data is shared not just with our local folks, but the FBI can access that. Some random Air Force base in Ohio can access it, which is kind of weird. And the post office. Now, I don't know why they need to know your comings and goings, but anyway, in addition to other, because they aggregated up. So there was a well-attended meeting. There was every single person there spoke against it. I think the city council may move to remove them. So my hope is that they do, because I think they were, I think there was, a year ago, there was not a lot of understanding, and I think more understanding is coming up. And I think the only other place in Madison County that has them right now, I think Bennington has a few, but I'm not sure about that. And I don't know if our law enforcement is still here. But so, yes, so it's not, it is very unpopular in Earlham. And we actually had a gentleman that spoke that he chooses not to do business in Earlham specifically because he doesn't want to be tracked as coming and going. He doesn't live in Earlham. So one of our local businesses missed out on a $20,000 sale because he refuses to do business in Earlham until those cameras are down. So that got the attention of our mayor. So hopefully we'll have those coming down soon. So that, and then also I have good news regarding opioid funds. Apparently, there was a bill passed that became effective July 1st of this year that repealed the section of the code that prohibited private religious institutions from having access to those monies.
That was signed when?
That was signed in May of this year and became effective in July. So it's not updated on the website yet, the legislative website, but I do have a copy of the actual bill. So what that section says is, and this was the sticking point last year when we had the refuge come and request funding, is that they could get the funding, but they can't require any kind of ecclesiastical attendance or participation. So that was kind of the sticking point, because part of their ministry is to attend Bible study and go to church and stuff like that. So that section has been repealed, so going forward, nonprofits, both secular and religious, can apply for those funds. So, they know that now, so I think going forward, when we have more funds coming in, we need to make sure we do a public notice on this and not just default to who has gotten it before. So I don't wanna give the impression that we are discriminating, based on, belief systems, so.
Do we know where we're at on that as far as the funds coming in? It's
Last
all
I
been
heard, we tapped
allocated,
it out, but
right?
I don't know when the next
We
wave.
gave them a payment of 37,000 and we had a little over 30. Now it's trickling in again and we don't know, I have to ask the treasurer, we don't know where we're set.
They don't all come in at the same time.
No, it trickles in.
Yeah.
And so we never know how much trickles in. We kind of wait till we get a lump sum. I'm not for reopening it, but why would you reopen it when you're successful in your schools?
Because we wanna make sure we give everybody the opportunity rather than defaulting. So, before we were prohibited legally from doing so, we are no longer prohibited legally. So, going forward, I'd like to give everybody an opportunity in our county to submit applications for those funds. So, hopefully they'll get the legislative website updated.
I did advocate for Madison County, this room full of supervisors, I'm like, hey, if you need a use for your funds, we got a good program.
Yes.
I
So,
asked for
yes.
them and they told me to jump in a lake.
Oh.
Didn't work. I did reach out to other counties.
Suggestion, maybe as the discussions
Well,
go,
that's what we're getting on.
well, the point would be is maybe you should also decide at what point you open it back up. Is it once a year? Is it when you hit $50,000?
We can talk about the
Yeah,
task
but I
force.
think that's what my
Task
point
force
is.
can do
That's
that
a
once a
few-
year.
Future meeting.
Yeah.
Let
Not,
us
not,
know
not here, but I just
No,
thought
the
I
task
should.
force can do it
But
once
no,
a year.
my purpose is so the board is aware that that was repealed,
Yeah.
in a bill that was passed this session. So going forward, there's no prohibition on, entities, whether they're religious or secular. So all will have an equal opportunity to apply.
This is go.
Okay, that's it for my reports. We'll go ahead and get back to the agenda here.
Discussion with possible motion after these
I'm sorry. So elderly services.
So elderly service, I'm just gonna do a quick rundown. I know I'm hitting my bladder limits here. The furnace was installed, Excel finished that. I'm waiting to get an ETA on when the ductwork will be done. The roofing, there was a shortage of material due to a price increase, so everybody went out and bought this specific roofing material. The supplier is indicating it should be mid-September, so there's gonna be a little delay with getting that roof replaced. Had a great walkthrough with, Amy from the state regarding the ADA. We walked through the site, she was quite happy with it, and thought it would be a great space, for the needs as we talked through those. She will have a report at the end of this week, and she's happy to come present to the board as well. If you ladies would like that, would you like her to come to the next meeting, or do you want just the report?
I don't care, report is fine.
Report's fine.
Yeah, I figured, just kind of save her a trip. So we should have that information, later this week. I did have an electrician out to confirm that panel, above the future VA space. I was a little concerned that we were going to be out of room on that panel, or it potentially would need to be upgraded. Especially after having spoken with the ADA specialist, she's recommending automatic door operators, of course, those take energy, power. But the electrician confirmed, he thinks we have plenty of room to play with. And that we will be able to, we're gonna have a little bit of a energy savings with new lighting. That will help offset some things, and then we're gonna need to, Thaddeus wants an outlet added, we're gonna have a few ads, the automatic door operators. But he thought it'd be fine, he didn't think that panel needed to be upgraded, so that was really good news
You
there.
mentioned lighting, did you, I don't know if this is still going on or not, but Mid-American offers, incentives and discounts and grants for
LED?
lighting. Yeah, so I don't know if it's still going on, but it might be something to look at.
I'll explore that. Thaddeus is really wanting, to change the type of lighting. Currently, it's they're kind of drop down, fixtures that come down, that ceiling's low enough, he's asking for recessed can lighting. So I kind of needed to define that first, but I will certainly explore that.
Okay, cause I know Earlham got a, I think it was a few years, several years ago, but I think it was like a $14,000 grant for to replace all the LED lightings on our main street. So, and they offer it to any residents or business, and I'm assuming government too, so it might be something to check.
Last I knew, they were starting to phase that out as enough people had upgraded, but I'll certainly look to make sure.
Government's usually the last one to do stuff.
Right.
So, something to just check, so.
Audio's cut out, I'm not sure.
Huh?
I mean, is it the audio's cut out?
Just, an old supervisor came in.
Hang on, Diane, wait a minute, they're having audio problems.
Folks, can you hear? Can someone unmute? Hit *6.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
All right, thank you.
It's working now, it wasn't earlier.
All right, thank you.
An old supervisor
We can hear you.
came in and said that always the plan was when they built the jail, this was way before us, when they built the jail, that they would knock down that building and add on. And I've been told that in the next 10 years, we're going to be forced to build onto our jail. Now, I don't know that Winterset will get anything done, but that's a concern if that happens, and then we'll sell that building, because I think that could happen.
Well, we also have that lot that McDonald's offered to buy from us, that's just north of.
Yeah,
that's
but
right
then you'd have
next
to start over and build a whole new jail rather than add on. That would be costly, and you'd have to
Well,
bond.
it would be, we just instead of going south, we go north. So that's one of the reasons why we didn't sell that
That's
lot.
Phil, but that's Phil.
That's one of the reasons why we didn't sell that lot, according to Phil, was we didn't wanna sell that lot because because for the very reason you're saying,
You don't want
is
to
that,
bond it, like,
so.
So maybe that's a future discussion item, because that's what crossed my mind when I heard about the field house being pulled, the field house police station being pulled. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, how does that
See, and if we have to build.
change things for the county?
This is something we need to think about, but you've already stepped into it. Go ahead.
That's our
Already
motion for
worked on it.
direction.
Yeah.
So, it's on the agenda for, cause I didn't know what you were gonna present. So I put it on there with discussion with possible motion, so I didn't know if you had anything for us to give a motion on, or it was just a report.
No, I don't. My intention is to get the full scope to council this week, to review the language and ensure that it's all good, and then I should have that finalized. I needed to have the meeting with the ADA, person, contact, and then legal. Those are kind of the last steps.
And this is for
The scope of the remodel.
scope, and then we'll bring it to the board. Okay, all right, so just a report today.
Just a report today.
Okay, all right, so the next one, we already talked about the fiscal 23-27 audit with Michele during her presentation on that. So there was an item on the agenda, on one of the findings to where, something was requested to be referred to legal. And, we wanted to double check that, based on something that I heard when Shelley was auditor, cause I didn't know if that was accurate, and we checked on it, and the state auditor said that the state auditor was correct on that. So I don't know how that would work, to refer that item to legal. I know that the audits were already sent to the county attorney, and I believe the AG's office too, so they may already have it. I don't know if it's just a simple matter of us saying, hey, is there something going on with this, or do we just need to move on? So I don't know.
And do we need to give just forward it to outside counsel, or do we need to?
Well, it's already been technically forwarded to, based on what the auditor's saying in his letter, is it's already been forwarded to legal and AG, so I would assume they're looking at
But
it.
legal is broad. Who's legal? Who was it forwarded to?
I'm assuming the county attorney.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know what, if there's anything else we need to do on that, since it's been reported to the entities. Do we need to follow up on that, or are we good? That's kind of I don't know, this is my first time at that, so, if you guys wanna think about it, we can talk about it again, but, we were kind of waiting for, Michele to give us an update to the questions that I asked at our work session.
And my question, answer was, I have no additional information.
Yes, yep, so now we know,
Wait and see.
and, so I didn't know if we wanted to follow up with them, just saying, are we putting this to bed? Or is something to be done? I don't know what the board wants on that.
I would think an inquiry to those who have been communicated with, AG and the county attorney, but,
To see if there's anything else we need to do.
yeah.
Would you like me to do that
Yeah.
That'd be
if you-
great,
If
and
you
if
would
you
do
could
that,
copy that.
and then copy the board,
on my communication?
yes, thank you,
Thank you.
okay.
So I just
So-
wanna make sure, so to,
It's the findings from the fiscal 23 audit.
correct, is specifically with, the remodel that was done in the audit.
Yeah, I think it's
Without a
page,
bid, yeah.
page 106, the 23 audit.
So, we were just double checking to make sure there wasn't, because.
Any further action necessary? Is that
So,
correct?
yep, if you could do that and just copy the board on the communication, that would be great, thank you. Okay, so that was an agenda item we added, so now we'll go on to the actual agenda item that's there, is, discussion with possible motion giving directions for any further matters regarding the state auditor bill dispute. All of you have been copied on the communication, so Michele, I don't know if you are working with the state auditor's office to get a date, or how, what's the?
I think all the communication's been between you and Mr. McGowan.
Okay, so I will reach out to him to find out what the next steps are to set the hearing.
I do know that they are looking at the annex to do that hearing.
Of course, yeah, that makes
So-
sense, yeah. So,
Whatever you need me to do, just you need to very, very directly tell me to do that.
okay, so what I'll do is just keep you copied on everything, so you're aware, and then, we'll get a date scheduled based on what they need, so.
Well, my concern when I saw those communications was that they were gonna throw out a date that may or may not work for us. So I'm wondering if we can request it to be on a Tuesday, since we all have that time reserved on a Tuesday morning.
I can do that, board wishes, is that?
That's fine.
It might simplify things if you just kinda give them
I
Okay.
think they're open to that.
Okay, I will ask them on that, and I'll will be copied on that too, so you're aware.
thank you.
And that is an open public meeting.
It is,
Yes.
everybody will
People
have a
can
chance to talk.
Yeah, but they did put parameters on there, and they did say it's only an hour, so.
The meeting, yeah,
The
they'll
meeting,
keep it,
so-
and they will hold to that.
Yes, I know.
They don't.
I don't think it's long enough for public comment, but that's the requirement. Okay, I will follow up on that. Okay. The next one is discussion with possible motion giving direction regarding open records requests. This was, I offered to put it on here because there was a lot of discussion regarding this, so I don't know. There seems to be some disagreement on things, so I just kinda wanna put it on there so the board can discuss.
I think we have a serious problem with not being uniform in how these requests are being responded to. I would make a recommendation, and Michele said she would send what she has electronically to us. So I would make a motion that we table this, but put it on our very next agenda.
Well, it's,
To give us a chance to
To
review
give
what
us a
she-
chance to review what she's got. She might already have a version that we could just, implement, you know, so we need time to review that, and take it from there.
And then there's also the caveat, how we're gonna make sure we accommodate the solutions amendment that we passed. So that will have to be, and I don't know if
Add
that's
that
already,
on.
So maybe both of those to.
Well, no, that would not be, it's like who's releasing, I think that's the crux of that. That should be in there,
so the who's
Yeah,
releasing,
who-
okay, I
who's
see, not
releasing.
requesting,
Able to.
who's releasing.
Correct.
But there's
Okay,
overlap.
got
That's been the issue.
Okay,
So do we wanna add both of, do we want to?
I just wanna make sure our open records request does not conflict with the solutions contract,
Correct.
so.
And I wanna make sure that we're consistent, if we're charging one citizen for services and we're not charging another,
Yeah.
we better get that right, we better make that right. So do we want to meet next Tuesday?
I don't think I can.
That is Tuesday the 1st.
I think I have something.
I don't think I have it.
Would you wanna, or would you wanna put it in the afternoon, to allow them a little more time, in the afternoon before the next regular evening meeting?
Yes, because our meeting on the 8th is in the evening.
Let's do it at that meeting, because I have landfill stuff the first.
Well, we try to do our evening meetings short, because we don't want to go.
She was talking about afternoon though.
Oh, afternoon, oh, before the meeting, I see it.
Correct.
Okay, I'm not opposed to that. Are you gals okay with
I
that?
can make that work, if that works,
Does that work for you, Diane?
It's better, I'm not that it's not about me, but it's like that works better.
Now, here's, before we finalize that, wasn't the due date for, audit RFP responses?
Yes,
Oh, it's coming, it's.
we extended to the 8th.
Okay, so we will have those in by the 8th as well.
We could do an opening after the discussion about FOIA. And have
That's
that ready to
fine.
go.
An opening.
Let's do the opening of the bids.
Open the RFPs
Oh, yeah.
after, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
on the 8th.
it's a long meeting, but if you abbreviate
This
the
is a long.
evening one,
So so what you're saying, doing it during that work session, and then do, I know the board usually likes to take a week to evaluate the responses. So then do a special meeting on the 15th?
Yeah.
we'll also have it's going to be, we'll have a canvas as well for the special election
On the 8th?
it'd be, the 8th is the,
Regular
so the 8th is the 8th is under control, it's a special election for the public school major.
Right, okay. So the
That involves our
15th is
office,
the.
But I will,
So if we have to do, do we have to do the canvas on the 15th anyway?
the next Tuesday, yes.
Okay, so if we have to do canvas anyway, we can always do the decision on that RFP then as well. So the board will have a whole week, open it on the 8th, the board will have a whole week to review, and then we can make a decision on the 15th.
All right, wait, now, the 15th that's a watershed field day. What time would you do it on the 15th?
Well, when did you wanna do the canvas on the 15th, in the morning?
Probably earlier.
Are you okay doing that?
I would need to consult with, Michele.
Okay, so why don't we are we okay tentatively? And
She may pipe in here in a minute, she usually listens to the meetings.
You guys can do it whatever time you want, it doesn't matter to me.
Try to stay away
Specific
from
one.
between 11 and 2 if you can.
Well, I was thinking like 9:30, doing our
That's
study.
just the normal.
So are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That works for everyone else,
So that's the canvas is the 15th at 9:30.
And, audit RFP awarding.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a special meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, okay. So it's special, and then and then on the 8th, we're gonna do a work session before to talk about open records.
So a work session, then a special to open, and then the regular BOS meeting, that way
Yes,
we're not here till midnight.
yes.
Work session,
Do we wanna
special
do
to
that at
open what
3,
time?
then start the work session and, so we don't have a few hours in between and.
Well, if we're not gonna make a decision, could we just, do we have to have it as a special? We can actually do
Let's go 5 to 6.
we can open without making a special, because we're not making any decisions, we're just gonna be talking
Why don't
about.
we make it a special?
But we might be making decisions regarding the open records, are we
Right.
talking about those on the 8th
That's,
too?
no,
No.
that's evaluate, so we could do the work session at 3, 4 o'clock, we start the special opening and any kind of decision that might come up.
Would we, so the board in the past, if you guys change your mind, that's fine. We never made a decision on the day we opened it. We always allowed the
No,
board a
I'm not
week
talking about making a decision on
Oh.
the RFP, we're talking about direction
For open
for
record
the open
policy.
records.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So, okay. Why don't we just do the whole thing as a special then? Rather than do
At
it.
3,
3 to 5, and that gives everybody a break.
plenty of time to,
Yep.
I would think that would be plenty of time, unless.
So September 8th, 3 to 5, we're doing a special session, and that will be open the RFPs, then we'll have a regular meeting at 6.
Yep.
And then,
So the special session would be discuss the open records.
Yep.
And then open the RFPs. Okay.
And then can we just limit it to those 2 things? then?
Yes, yes.
that's a
And
lot.
just so the board knows, we've gotten at least one response already, I've asked Michele to be the one to kind of corral that, since, her office regularly has someone there, and to receive all that, because I don't know if they're gonna send it via mail or UPS or FedEx, or it needs to have somebody there all the time.
Okay.
So if the board's okay with that, that's, like, made that executive decision.
Yeah.
Okay, so any further discussion on open records requests? Otherwise, we can move on to the next thing. Okay, the next one is under new business, is a discussion regarding, stopping outside counsel. We've already read the recommended resolution, on that, and.
It was not in the board packet.
No, and, but per, policy, that, we approved a few years ago, is before we put a board member resolution that they wanna do, it comes before the board, as a discussion item, and then after we discuss it, then it can come out as a resolution at the next subsequent meeting.
So, can I pause you right there? Is that a policy that you're wanting to change, Diane, or you, Heather?
We've followed it, as far as I know, significantly.
Okay.
And it allows times to discuss, because it could be, it's like, the board's not amenable to it, not put it forward. So, but Diane, if you wanna change that to where.
Well, per Robert Rule of Order, I am an equal partner and I can't put something on it. We've discussed it over and over and over again, and we do not know where fund balances are. We don't even balance. We have got to quit spending money on outside counsel because we don't know where we are. And we're spending money, all we need to do, you can laugh at me, but this isn't our money. And it's an irresponsible thing to do. You have lawyers upstairs, we need to make peace. We're only here 4 months. We need to make peace and make this easier for these 2 new guys coming on board, because we don't know where we balance. And we've got a lot of legal bills out here that I think if we just drop this and stop and shake hands and say we're done with this, this'll all go away.
So, Diane, just so you know, I mean, Robert's rules comes into play when there is no policy or procedure.
We
And
also have a resolution to act as a unit,
We
and
have
we're
a
not.
policy and procedure that you and Phil put forward.
And you know why we put that forward.
Yes, we do, and most people know why too.
Yes.
So, you guys put it forward, and we've been abiding by that policy since it was put forward.
Okay,
So if we wanna change it, that's fine, we can change it.
no, we don't
But-
have to change it.
so-
People are fully aware of it. We're spending money
So-
we don't know that we have.
So, okay. So,
Anything else, Diane? Anything new to say about it? Do you
What
have
does that
anything-
mean?
Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about this matter? You're the one that requested to be added to the agenda. I'm asking if you said what you needed to say.
I said, I just said it.
Okay.
Stop spending money, make
Okay,
peace.
I wanted to make
What
sure you
more do
didn't
you want
have.
me to say?
Okay.
I asked if you had
Please,
anything more before I spoke.
please.
I was asking if you had anything.
Let's move on, this
Okay.
meeting's lasted long enough.
Well, I think Diane, that, I
Don't
wanna,
chastise me, I said move on, it's off the
No,
table, go.
I wanna make sure
It's
that
not off the
we
table.
discuss it, because the other 2 supervisors have not given feedback on that. So, did you wanna give any feedback first, or what did you?
Yeah, I was trying to be courteous to make sure I knew Fitch was done.
Please.
So now I would like to say my statement. I voted to retain outside counsel to represent the Board of Supervisors in August of '25. I did not vote to hire a private attorney for myself or Supervisor Stancil. I voted to retain outside counsel for the Madison County Board of Supervisors in its official capacity. The board made that decision because it had become clear that the relationship with County Attorney Swanson was no longer providing the board with the independent, reliable legal advice it needed. I had experienced repeated instances of what I believed to be inaccurate or legally unsound advice, as well as legal advice that I believed was influenced by personal disagreements rather than the law. My responsibility is to protect Madison County and its taxpayers, and I believe outside counsel is necessary to do that. Since the vote to retain outside counsel to represent the board, the county attorney has continued to demonstrate why that decision was necessary. There are now several litigation matters brought by or involving the auditor, One of those matters recently resulted in a judge determining that the county attorney could not represent the auditor against members of this board because of a conflict of interest. The court also ruled that the costs of representing the auditor in her official capacity are to be paid by the county. That is not a theoretical conflict. The court found an actual conflict. It is therefore difficult to understand why Supervisor Fitch would propose formal action to eliminate the board's independent counsel while we have active and pending litigation. I also take issue with the resolution's characterization of our counsel as, quote, private outside counsel retained by Supervisor Stancil and me for our, quote, individual interests. That is not an accurate description of what the board authorized, and repeating that characterization does not make it accurate. I have previously stated publicly that my use of outside counsel has been exclusively for official Madison County matters. The county itself routinely uses specialized outside counsel for matters including HR, zoning, and litigation. There's nothing unusual about a governmental entity using independent counsel when circumstances require it. I stand by my August 2025 vote. I made that decision to protect the county, not myself, and the events since then, including the court's finding of a conflict, have only reinforced why that independent representation was necessary. So I would ask Supervisor Fitch, why bring this resolution forward now while there is active and pending litigation involving the board and its outside counsel?
What is the acting and pending litigation? He has never shared that with me. I have no clue what this is
We have a
about.
lawsuit from the auditor, Diane.
It is because you've started this.
She sued us.
You sued. You sued the attorney and the sheriff first.
Diane, okay, I'm very,
You're very disappointed in me.
And
Move on.
given the recent judicial finding that the county attorney has a conflict in representing the auditor against members of this board, why would eliminating the board's independent counsel be considered in the best interest of Madison County and its taxpayers?
What's it for? What are you gonna come out of this? What are you gonna solve? You've alienated all of your staff. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody likes this county. They talk about us in a negative
Okay, so you're
manner.
not gonna answer the question. Third question,
I don't know what the
final
question
question.
is.
Final question, do you intend to support county-funded legal representation for the auditor pursuant to the judge's order?
No, I
While
want it to all go
simultaneously-
away.
So you're not going to follow the
Stop
judge's
suing
order?
each other. I'll have to follow his order. I can't do anything about it.
That's right, so will we.
Yeah,
That's
so will
right.
you. Stop suing people.
so.
I'm not suing anyone, Diane, I am defending against lawsuits.
Okay, guys.
Just because you say it doesn't make it true.
You're Please, okay, so we really need to be.
Oh, to pay our
okay,
bills, you're calling that?
Guys,
Talking.
we
You're gonna
really,
get in trouble
we
here.
really need to be careful because there is, to your point, there is active litigation. We have folks here that do have outside counsel, including our auditor. I'm very uncomfortable talking about this while we have
Then I said
active
twice, move
litigation
on.
and we have, we can keep it to the topic of the resolution without talking about the litigation.
No, we
Okay.
need to move on and
No,
stop
no,
talking.
Diane.
Yes, we do.
So Diane, this needs to get out because there's other reasons, I think you for your position, Jess. But Diane, you have been copied on most of the emails.
But it tells you nothing.
Okay, our county attorney has been abusive in his emails and harassing, and I'm sorry, saying it's unprofessional is
Understatement.
an understatement. So I'm happy to read some of the things that he has said to me, which as a person is bad, but as a female even more. So I'm happy to read those to you because a lot of these you were copied on. Now, I'm sorry, Diane, if someone talked to one of your children like that, would you encourage them to maintain a relationship with them? Or would you say, go find somebody else? Okay, so having an attorney is very important, but it's a very important relationship. It's a sacred trust. You have to be able to trust what they tell you is not gonna harm you. And I do not have that trust. That is why we have outside counsel.
Why did you fight so hard to employ him?
Diane,
You bullied and
Diane,
bullied until you
Di-
got
that is
your
not
way.
true.
Yes, you
That is not
did,
true.
Heather.
Diane, that is not true.
You did.
And you continue to make inaccurate and untruthful statements, and you want to put that on the
Oh,
resolution.
whoa.
So I am
This is
sorry, I am
ridiculous.
this is not the right, this is not the right,
Yeah.
this is not the right forum for you to do that.
You're doing it.
I'm not doing
You
it,
need to
I'm defending
take this
myself.
Move
I'm
on,
defending
Heather.
myself.
You're the cause.
Excuse me,
In your head, yeah.
that's your first warning, Mr. Fletcher. Or you'll be asked to leave. So, you know, Mr. Fletcher, you know how
Do we
meetings
need to
are
pull
run
up
in
the
the city
meeting
council.
forum policy, or do you need a reminder about it?
So Diane, my request to you is to please stop making false accusations without proof and using a resolution to do so. That is inappropriate and gross, it is libel.
Okay.
So we all swore an oath. And we all have the right to counsel, all of us have the right to counsel. And you are trying to remove counsel from the board, and I don't appreciate that.
We also, now we've just.
way you treat our community.
Okay,
Excuse me.
that's it.
Sherri,
Sherri, that's it.
please, this is your first warning.
I make a
Okay,
motion
so-
to adjourn this meeting. It's
Well,
done. Yeah, you
Well,
don't
it's
need
gonna
to
die
talk
for lack
about
of a
this
second,
stuff.
because we have other things to
We have
discuss.
other things to
You just
discuss.
hash things over and over and over
All
again.
right, so the next.
So Diane, now that we've discussed this, feel free to bring a resolution forward to the next meeting.
I will, and you'll turn it down.
Maybe you should rewrite it to be factual and accurate. Maybe you should tweak it. So,
Can't wait for January 1st.
okay, so, 2026 priorities, are we?
2026 priorities, the courthouse exterior project. So, I followed up with, the engineer, and unfortunately, he had a death in the family. So he's delayed in getting a response to that.
We read that.
So, I'm hoping he gets that to us this week. So we'll have a response on, his response to OPM. So, so that's where we're on that. The comprehensive plan revision, I'm not sure why that's on there. Did someone add that?
Yeah.
No, the
It was
comprehensive.
standing, wasn't it? It
No,
wasn't?
No,
Okay,
no,
that'll be
just
the
an
failure.
accident. That's okay.
so we're gonna skip it.
Yeah, you're gonna skip that, because our comprehensive. plan-
But we could add in, you guys wanted to talk about board clerk, do you want to table that as well?
Yeah, let's put it
Can we
on.
put that on
A regular meeting?
Yeah.
Tuesday, or no?
No,
I don't think I wanna add
You
anything.
don't wanna add, do you wanna,
Tuesday.
she's asking. do you
She's
wanna
got
add
it.
any special?
Not to the special, to the next regular board.
Yeah, put
I
it on
think
the
things
We'll do
need to
that.
die down.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
got to
So the
finish
next
that
one is the ordinance review and update. I don't know if Ryan is still here.
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was talking about the other Ryan, but you're here, so that's
Yeah.
good too. So can you wanna give us an update?
So our vice chair and chair of the zoning commission has kind of come to consensus and sent to me for review, the subdivision regulations and the, solar ordinance. I think he mentioned that during, Ryan's, presentation. I'm in the process of reviewing that. And once I kind of do the cursory review, it will be sent to the entire zoning commission, both of those ordinances, of which they will begin their discussion and any changes necessary. Once they come to a consensus, then it will be forwarded to you for adoption.
So the intent is to kind of do a phased approach, have different sections come to us?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think that's good. That way we'll get the more important things in place.
Yeah.
Which is causing you the most frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and refresh my memory, it's gonna be the subdivision and what else?
Solar ordinance.
Solar. How are we getting along on the data center one?
That, as Ryan mentioned, that will probably be next, after they resolve as a commission, the two that are brought before them.
Okay.
Ryan, you might use, there are statistics in Utah that the data centers use more electricity than the whole state combined. And their use of water is incredible.
It depends on how the data center is designed though, Diane.
Well, I think it's an overall, you might look into
Because
that study.
some data centers actually use oil, which is weird, but
Well,
we don't necessarily wanna do that either.
and the runoff, there's drilling that, you might look into that. And then there's another study, in Indiana, because they're the mouth of the Great Lakes. I think they're just really fighting them because of the use of water. Just some of those are interesting studies.
Well, I know when I've been sending you some of the stuff that other supervisors have been sending me, so hopefully that is helpful. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but anyway, so thank you for that update, I appreciate it, and I appreciate all you guys' hard work, I know it's been a pain, and a long process, so.
Thank you, Ryan.
Okay, anything else, otherwise I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned.